Welcome to this week's Dancing with the Stars recap.
Ooh, what about that open though? That classy, anything goes pro open.
Loved it. We don't usually get to see a lot of smooth and standard openings, so that was a lot of fun.
It was really elegant.
It was dripping with class.
So we find out also that there's no double elimination this week.
There's been a change. It's gonna be next week.
Yeah, and this week they're doing errors.
Oh.
Not errors.
No.
Errors.
Well, some of them did errors too.
Well, they did. All right, so the couple with the highest score this week will get immunity from being eliminated.
And they will not be dancing in the dance-off, which is tonight.
You give me that dance-off. I won 2 points.
Yeah, so we'll get there.
All right.
Let's talk about the individual dances first.
All right. Well, Riker and Allison, they had the 1920s, and he was like a Joe DiMaggio type baseball player. They had a quick step that they performed.
It was almost like a damn Yankees.
Kind of, yeah.
Quick step routine.
It was pretty cute.
I really enjoyed it. It was jam-packed full of content. He kept up with the music.
I thought he
they even had some tap in there.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was great. So the judges gave them a 37.
All right.
Because he begged. He was like, I want a 10
They did the whole,
from Len.
all I want in my whole entire life is a 10 from Len.
So it's pretty incredible that Len scooped out the 10 paddle while everybody else had 9s. Really?
I was a little bit surprised that he gave out that 10.
Me
too. It was a great dance, but
I thought so too, but I didn't think it was a 10.
From Len?
Not from Len.
All right. Well, next up, Chris and Whitney with a 1940s style foxtrot.
All right.
He was a sailor. Hey, sailor.
He was supposed to be that iconic sailor in, after the war who grabs the nurse.
I don't think he was specifically that one.
Well, that was
He was
what
a
it was
sailor in a
based
train
on.
station.
All right. Well, they changed the story a little bit, but they attempted to do a foxtrot.
That's a little mean. I thought this was like his best dance.
I think so too.
He's improved a lot.
But that's not saying a lot.
I thought this one was like passable. I thought it was good.
It was okay. I
think you're a little bit harsh on him.
Maybe, but I did not like the repeated move of the
Eskimo kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sorry.
I got a little tired quickly.
I thought Whitney did a good job of choreographing to his strengths this week, just like she did last week, so.
Whitney did a great job. So they got a 30, she got a 31.
Oh, you're so mean.
All right. Rumor and Val, they had a 1960s jive, and we were like, what?
Seemed more like 50s to me, but we'll let it slide. So Rumor had a guest in the studio this week. Her daddy came to visit.
My dad! Bruce Willis showed up, and I don't know if he's actually that much of a stiff or he just plays one on TV. Because he was all like,
Bruce, where's the personality?
I wouldn't do this show.
I can't do this like you do. Okay, bye.
All right, well, she also had a little backstage drama.
She did.
She hurt her neck.
They were going into a dip. Val was a little too into it, and he was all like, to her neck.
He could have snapped her neck.
Ow.
She had to cut rehearsal right then and there. And she looked like she was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
A lot. All right, well.
Possibly some whiplash there.
Could be.
My tempo. All right, so let's talk about their jive. Couple things here.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought it was a great job.
I thought so
I thought
too.
her technique was pretty good. It was very sharp, very clean. But I would have to agree with Carrie Ann. Maybe it was a little bit on the safe side.
I don't know. I thought it had
a little bit.
It didn't have an amazing amount of content, but
like, I mean, how memorable is that going to be?
Yeah, it's true. It was cute though.
Yeah, it was very cute.
And the judges were extremely picky.
Whoa, yeah, they were crazy picky with her.
I cannot believe that Carrie Ann only gave them an 8.
I know!
The same as Chris.
That's crazy.
Really?
So they ended up with a 35.
Ugh. All right, well, Noah and Sharna, they were in the 70s.
They did a jazz number, and Noah was portraying a pimp this week.
Yeah. And what was Sharna, like Foxy Brown? Or
I guess, yeah.
It was interesting.
Well, during rehearsal, Noah also had a special guest.
Amy Purdy came in to meet him. I guess she was probably there rehearsing for the 10th anniversary special.
But he had a rough week last week with he was upset about the package that they showed, and then that messed up his dance, so he needed to,
Right.
He needed a little pick-me-up, and I think it was great that Amy visited.
Well, this dance, I enjoyed it. It had its moments. It wasn't all bells and whistles, but I thought it had some really interesting moments.
They had a couple of sequences in there where he was like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Yeah. It was awesome. And he's really working those hips.
That's one of his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised he's able to do that, with his prosthetics, because he dances better than some guys with 2 legs.
True.
Most guys with 2 legs on the show. Well, the celebrities anyway, not the professionals. But Carrie Ann, what are you smoking? That was not a 10. Really?
I would say it was like 9s, but...
When is she going to pull out the 5 for somebody? Because she was all over the place.
She was all over the place. Carrie Ann was having a night.
Ooh.
All right, next up, Robert and Kim, 1980s, Argentine Tango.
Robert loves this dance.
I felt like a little bit weirded out watching their video package and even parts of their dance. I was just like...
His hands were in the wrong place.
Can we get a hand check on Robert, please?
And those lifts, they were a little rough. I was afraid for Kim.
The lifts were a little bit scary in the actual performance. He looked a little bit shaky. I don't know.
When did she get those bruises on her back? I don't know. But this dance was just a tad too close to home. It was a little too sexy for me.
But you can't deny that chemistry.
They got a lot of chemistry, but you know what? I'm feeling dirty now. Before I just felt like, oh wow, these two are so...
They're so cute. Oh,
and now I'm just like,
whoa.
I don't want to see that.
Well, I guess Carrie Ann doesn't either, because she gave them a 7.
What?
I wouldn't have said, whoa, what?
7? Really?
Yeah, so they ended up with a total of 31.
Woof.
Woof.
Yeah, alright, so Nastya and Sasha.
And Sasha?
What happened to Derek?
He got hurt. Not only did he break his toe by accidentally kicking a light, but then...
Why is he kicking the equipment?
It was an accident.
Oh.
But then, why didn't someone else get ice for him? He was hobbling around trying to get his own ice, and he, sprains his ankle.
He freaking rolled it. Someone should be getting Derek ice. Then what did he do? Pull himself across the floor
That was
again?
so sad when he was dragging himself on the floor. I mean, props to him for choreographing this week still, but
yeah.
I gotta say, this isn't about you.
All right, well, they had a modern Charleston, and he insisted on being in it. Really?
I thought the theme was really cool. They had the whole subway performance thing. Andy Grammer was there performing live. But I have to say, it was a little bit distracting to have Derek still in the routine, but not dancing with Nastya. So it was like you would watch Nastya, but then you're like, what's Derek doing in the back? What's he doing?
It's like when you're at a wedding and the father of the bride walks the bride down the aisle and they hand over the hand and the father won't let go. Derek.
I think it was nice that he was still in it, but at the same time, it was a bit distracting.
It was very distracting, but the number was really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But I found myself watching Derek the entire time. I was like, who cares about Nastya? What's Derek doing?
What's he doing?
38 for them.
All right, so
But
at the time, that was the highest score of the night, and Aaron was like, oh, you guys you have immunity this week. There's still one more couple to go, Erin.
Yeah, that was really, really weird.
Was that pre-planned?
I think it may have been.
All right, well, conspiracy theories aside, we've got one more couple to talk about, Willow and Mark with a futuristic jazz.
All right, so they were dressed up as ninjas because
it's ninjas.
Mark is pretty freaking obsessed with the ninjas.
Yeah. And how great was that flashback video and the photos?
Oh, I loved it. I had no idea that he lived in Japan for a while. That's pretty cool.
Shirley and Corky teaching all over the world.
Wow, it's so cool.
All right, but about this dance, I loved the MGMT song Electric Feel. I love the interpretation of it, and I thought Willow did a great job with it.
I thought so too. I mean, the choreography, the concept, it was all cutting edge. The whole thing was just a whole ball of cool.
I still can't believe she's only 14.
I know.
It's crazy.
And that only got 110. Really?
I'm a little surprised.
37. I was hoping that they would win immunity.
Well, that
They
means
didn't.
that Nastya and Sasha / Derek won immunity.
That's
So
right.
they will not be competing in the dance-off.
Gee, Erin, you were right.
All right, so in this dance-off, 2 couples facing off at a time for 2 extra points.
All right, so the couple with the highest score, besides the one with immunity, is Riker and Allison, and they chose to compete against Mark and Willow.
I'm a little surprised they didn't go right for Rumor and Val.
I am too, but I guess they felt they had more of a shot to beat Mark and Willow.
Could be. So Mark and Willow decided, we're going to do a salsa.
And they were pretty closely matched. I thought for sure that they were going to pick Allison and Riker as the winners.
I really could not pick one couple for this one. I thought they were just too close, you know. They both had their highs, they both had their lows. It was tough
Right.
to pick one.
I mean, I thought Mark and Willow's was pretty basic until they got to that last pose. And that was like pretty spectacular. But all of Riker and Allison's had like a lot of choreographed content.
I don't know, but it was a unanimous win for Willow and Mark.
I'm pretty surprised by that.
2 points for you.
All right, so then Noah and Sharna chose Robert and Kim. And it was a cha-cha. And Noah's dance was pretty basic.
You could tell he was very limited in this style.
But he did it well.
Yeah.
He did it pretty well.
What he did well, but
Right.
it was tough to get some content in there.
Now, Robert and Kim, it seemed like he forgot he was dancing.
He messed up a couple times.
He's like, are we going out to dinner yet?
Craft services? What?
I can't believe this was a tie. A tie? Really? But Noah and Sharna pulled it out because
Len voted for them. Why? Who do you think should have won?
I thought Noah should have won.
Okay. Well,
And-
it worked out.
Yeah. All right. Then that leaves Chris and Whitney and Rumor and Val doing a foxtrot.
All right.
Oh, look. What was Chris's dance this week?
I think it was a foxtrot.
Gee, it seemed like he did the same dance that he did
I saw
earlier in the show.
A lot of familiar steps in there. I don't know if it was exactly the same, but
The big tell was the Eskimo kiss thrown in.
I mean, you can't really blame them for using the same choreography if they're going to have to prepare 3 styles.
Gee, but wasn't that kind of coincidental, though, that they ended up with a foxtrot?
This conspiracy theorist over here. All right, so Rumor and Val, I loved their foxtrot.
I thought it was fantastic. It had pizzazz.
That could have
It
been their
was
dance
sharp.
for the week.
Yeah, it could have been. So it was obviously unanimous that Rumor and Val should win, and they did. So they got the 2 extra points.
All right, it's time for the elimination.
Let's cut right to the chase. Unfortunately, Willow and Mark were eliminated.
No!
How is Chris still living on the show? I mean,
Okay, let's
almost-
reel it back in.
it almost seemed like he had some survivor guilt there.
Yeah, it was just,
And Riker was just like, this is crazy.
oh, but how sad was it to see Willow crying? That was so sad. I think
She's 14.
a lot of people forget she's only 14 years old.
She's never even been to a prom. Come on.
I'm really surprised. Well, I am and I'm not, because I guess she doesn't have that big of a fan base,
Yeah.
but she was so good.
She was so good, and you hit the nail right on the head. It's all about that base, fan base.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No talent. No. There's talent.
Well, not for crowd. Okay, so let's know what you guys thought in the comments.
I was very sad for Willow and Mark.
I was very sad as well. Who would you like to see go home in the double elimination next week, or who do you think will go home?
And tomorrow, the 10th anniversary special. Yay!
Let us know if you're watching it or not. We will be watching it. We haven't decided yet if we're going to recap it or not, but if it's really spectacular, how could we not talk about it?
I think it will be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right then. So until next time.
Much love.
Edit.